Hey Aries, this is Perrymore Tarot's weekend reading from October 31st through November the 2nd, 2025. This is for Aries. Last shuffle coming out for Aries. Let's see what's going on. Let's hope. Let's hope, right? We can all hope. This weekend is a good one with the veil being so thin and we're in the pre-shadow of the retrograde, coming full force into the retrograde. And it's, a difficult one indeed. Now we have um, Ascendant Masters, something fell. Let me grab that. Ascendant Masters and intuition and manifestation. So, usually, what this is talking about is more so about understanding something on a deep level, like an ancient trust in the world, or an ancient trust in the fact that you have a purpose and that that everything happens for a reason. Understanding too that you can trust that you're like intuition and manifestation is about seeing the future, but seeing it and knowing that it can happen. Like, basically, if I heat up the stove and put some butter in it, it's gonna melt. I mean, put some butter on the pan, it's gonna melt. Like, that certain things are going to happen, basically, right? You already know when you do certain things, right? You light a fire, it's gonna burn. But this tells me that you see things drastically changing. You see that your life is about to change, right? I do see a level of stability, but it looks like stability is very important. Like, that's the focus. That's the main objective, is to achieve a level of stability here. But it also is screaming out that maybe that your life is about to completely change. You see that there are some things that you're going to have to depend on, like you're going to have to depend on yourself. um, I feel that a lot of you have a hard time trusting other people. Not to say that there's a mistrust, but more so of like, uh, I read this thing, this psychiatrist brought up, right? There's the love languages, right? The love languages. So you've got five different ones. The main one that I'm seeing here is about acts of service, right? When acts of service go unmet, what you get typically is a person who burns out, either being the helper, the fixer, or the one who never asks for help. Isn't that crazy? And I'm seeing that for you, that you're someone who's like, I trust myself. I don't see a hyper independence, but I see someone who is on the lookout for anything to go down, because you can see that things are about to blow up or change. Excuse me. It changes for the better, but there's also something on the back end usually. And I just know that if something on the back end comes up, I have to rely on self. Knight of Knight of Cups speaks somewhat of that energy, of realizing to some degree that I can put my best foot forward. I could do whatever it is that I need to do to make things happen. But ultimately, if the stuff hits the fan, it's just gonna spray all over the walls, and I have to wipe that up. You know what I mean? Every time I think about that, I think about the slapstick. Remember Airplane? Oh my gosh! And Ronald Reagan was in that one. I think he was in one of them, because there's sequels. Oh my gosh, that was. And there's like the crap is hitting the fan, and next thing you know, it's like the biggest pile in the world. It was such a funny back then. When you're a kid and you're sneaking and watching a show behind your parents, everything was we already practiced that thing. Try not to laugh. We've done that, trying to pretend so our parents don't change it, because it's like, if they notice that we're noticing it, they're going, oh, the kids are here, click. This is inappropriate. But either way, um this is what this is speaking about. Okay, so I'm seeing Archangel Michael surrounding you. Archangel Michael is one that is an amplifier, a protector. So typically, in this instance, what he would be doing is every action that you take, especially as you're saying, you know what I see in my future? I see a lot of changes. I'm going to prepare for anything to go down. I don't see you having to batten down the hatches or anything like that. And some of you may be in situations where it's like it's a natural disaster. Sometimes the tower represents that because it's out of our control. It's just something that happens in nature, something that happens outside of our will, right? um Archangel Michael is saying whatever steps you take towards achieving a goal, I'm going to amplify it. Meaning, if you walk, all of a sudden it sounds like Goliath, right? You said they're like, oh, fee fi fo fum, who goes there, and it's Aries, and it's Archangel Michael. So Archangel Michael amplifying everything. So you would want to say, I find love everywhere I go. It's all around me. You'd want to say that so that you are in the space of being open and vulnerable to love, but that also puts you in the space where you are creating that environment for yourself, because everything is about resonance, to be honest with you. If you say that to yourself, you are creating that environment. So you are saying, I find love everywhere I go. Then you are the love everywhere you go, and then love resonates with you. And it doesn't, love is not just all about romance and people. It's about the fact that love could be charity, love could be goodwill towards your fellow man. You want that kind of energy reverberating around you, so you have to be the energy that you want to receive. That's just how it goes, right? You would want to embrace that in between right now. Embrace where you are. Now is not the time to start losing your mind trying to make sure, okay, something crazy is going to happen over the weekend. I just need to make sure I'm prepared. And right now is to understand that everything is at your fingertips. Like what's for you is not going to pass you by. No amount of anything that you do is going to make it where you're going to get there any faster or slower. It's happening whether or not, whatever, right? So you'll want to realize that you have to somewhat go with the flow. There's no preparing. You have to trust. The angels are begging you to trust. Archangel Michael's like, trust me. All you got to do is to see what it is that you want. Focus on the good part of it and what you want to achieve on the good, on the good side, and I've got your back from there. Angel number 1551 is here. I'm even seeing 10th house placements, and 10th house placements represent your career, typically your public standing, maybe your social image, like your the publicity around you, all this stuff, right? Your reputation. Angel number 1551 is they're begging you to keep hold of the vision you've got, this vision, the intuition. This is something I don't want to blow up in my face. I want this, right? Focus on the good, maintain your concentration on the outcomes that you desire. That's what 1551 represents. It's really time to put your faith and put your time into your ideas and pursue your goals with all your might. It's super important. And when you do this, Archangel Michael, when I say he's got your back, okay, so I'm seeing that very, very clearly, right? I'm seeing when it comes to love, though, like say it's romantic connections or any kind of relationships that you have where feelings are involved. And that could be family, friends, what have you. Your career or financial situation may be something here that is causing issues. You may feel either that they're, for many of you, the issues may be money, or maybe I don't see it. It doesn't look like you're broke and they're broke or this. It could be that, but the main reason why maybe you can't spend time with people, the reason why you can't do certain things, why you can't really enjoy the moment, right? um, or why it's difficult for you to not be so down on yourself or hard on yourself, could be that you feel like you should be doing more, you should be more responsible, um, and so that may push you to overwork, especially over the weekend. You may be so focused on how can I achieve this goal instead of really trusting that the goal is going to be reached. But right now, what you got in front of you is family. Right now, what you got in front of you is a loved one. So they want you to think about that love is all around you. Embrace this space of in between where maybe you don't, maybe it's the weekend and you can iron your work clothes on Sunday night. Right now, let's enjoy ourselves and what have you. But this playing it safe aspect with the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles tells me that your intention would be to be as responsible as possible and to rely on self. That's the safest thing you can do. You don't want to leave anything in other people's hands. Not to say, because I feel like people are going to prioritize work and money over people, over the relationships. And so if there's something you need done, you need to do it yourself. And hidden motivations with the Hanged Man, and Six of Cups. Mm. This tells me that underneath everything, you need to keep your focus on what you want. Hold that vision. The hidden motivations, it feels like you're open to changing. You're open to, even though you have wishes, instead of holding that vision, you may be like, well, I can augment it, I could change it, I could rewrite it, I could reconsider. And that may be underneath it all. Like, I want this, but if it's not attainable, I could just take that. And they're like, nah, you want it, let's go. Like, what are you talking about? I hope this makes sense, because I'm like, goodness gracious, Spirit's like, don't settle. What you settling for? I got you. The color gray may be very significant. The color gray for you would inspire you to scan your body for, it's almost like when we have that going on, that would be to say that may be when you are reconsidering. Whenever you start to feel bodily changes like nervousness or um, indigestion or anything like that, you would want to consider the situation, what thoughts are running across your mind, and then that's the point where you say, I find love everywhere I go, it's all around me. And then you trust. You trust that it's still at your fingertips. What you want can happen. Give it all you've got, right? But you want to take into consideration where that is, like when you start to feel those changes, like the nervousness, the palpitations, the heart palpitations, the perspiration, all that. When it starts to change, you want to notice why. Am I nervous because I think it won't happen? Is that the case? That kind of thing. Get yourself in check, right? I hope this makes sense. So I'm going to leave that there with you. You could be dealing with a Sagittarius, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Taurus, a Libra. Those are the main signs here. I'm also seeing Virgo, and I said Scorpio already, and a Gemini or an Aquarius. So you could be a Pisces Aries cusp or an Aries Taurus cusp. I'm seeing Taurus Gemini, Libra Scorpio Virgo Libra cusp, Leo Virgo cusp, and Scorpio Sagittarius cusp. You also could be dealing with. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.